Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Friday night, our favorite show of the week.
Yep, getting ready to go out.
My favorite show of the week. Yeah, we're actually gonna go to Mannequins tonight. See how that goes.
You announced that on
No, I haven't. No, I was busy getting ready.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
Maybe I'll do it.
Yeah, you should do it.
I'll do it.
You got time.
I got time. I'll do it right now.
I don't know why I always got to do what I was doing. But
you have bigger reach than I do on Facebook.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your friends list like twice as big as mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm almost at the limit, but honestly, I don't know. Well, now I do know a large percentage of those people.
Yeah, but
a bunch of them
we all know the same locals anyway.
Yeah, but there are a bunch of randos on there. I think probably.
Look at Carly's. Oh man, Carly's is doing. Carly's is
we can't see that, Tom.
Bodybuilder friend of mine who's local here. She's an IFBB pro, and she's little. She's only like, I don't know, 4'10". She's doing good.
Zach says, "Ooh, Tom walking into the shot like that, all intimidating looking." Yeah, he was over there like closing the door or whatever.
I walked in intimidating looking.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah, we'll see how Mannequins goes. It looks like we haven't been. When was the last time we went? It's been several months. I don't remember when the last time we went was, but we've been seeing like the videos that they've been posting from there, and it looks pretty good. Like, you know, videos of the crowd and stuff. I'm like, that looks okay. That looks like there's a lot of goth kids there and not so many normie douchebags. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. Hopefully. Let's see. It was kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Everybody talking about what time it was. You know what I mean? Like Ben saying that it was like 9:30 in the morning in Australia, which it's tomorrow morning already.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
It's not allowed to be tomorrow.
No.
If it was tomorrow, we would still be sleeping probably.
All right.
At 9:30, I would imagine. Especially after being out all night, which we probably will be. CB said, Tom and Jenny, have you seen the cops in the UK get in trouble for kicking the man in the head, handcuffed on the floor? I have not. I have not seen that.
Shit, have you seen the, have you seen the new one? What's her name? Just the other day, I watched the whole thing. Me and Soph were analyzing it. I think her name was Shannon or something. This black chick calls these two cops because she thinks she's got a prowler in the backyard. They get there. As soon as they show up, she's like, "Don't kill me," and the cop's just like, "Huh?" And then she denied that. They said, "We can't see anybody. We couldn't find anybody in your backyard." And he goes, "Is this your car?" And she goes, "No, it's not my car." And then she goes, "Come inside," you know. And it was some kind of health and welfare check. They had been out there earlier today, so another team went, and they said this chick's crazy, you know, evidently. She's got 35. And they're being friendly to her. It's not hostile at all. She's trying to get her paperwork, and they're like, "No, we don't need to see your paperwork. We just need to see your ID." She forgot she said, what is your name? And she gave the first name, but she didn't want to give her the last name. So the one cop's getting kind of frustrated with her, like, "What the fuck is up with this shit?" And he goes, "You might want to take that water off there. It's boiling on the pot." He goes, "We don't want to start a fire in here." And she goes, "Yeah." And she goes over there and takes the pot off the stove, and she sets it on the side of the kitchen. Well, when she grabbed that water, they backed up. She goes, "Where are you all going?" And "We don't want to be around you with that boiling pot of water," and, you know. And they were just kind of laughing. And she's like, you don't like water?" And then she goes, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And that fucking cop pulled that pistol and pointed it right at her, just without any fucking warning. And he goes, "You better fucking not. You put that fucking pistol down, I will shoot you right in the fucking face." And she fucking panics. And she goes, "I'm sorry."
Quickly.
Yeah, it just went like that. And she goes, "I'm sorry." And she fucking ducked down. And then she jumped back up and grabbed the pot. And from the second angle, she did throw the pot at him. But it happened so fast, I think. She didn't throw the whole pot. The pot dumped. And he shot her 3 times in the fucking head.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep. And it happened super fucking fast. And the guy's partner didn't really say anything. And he's like, let me go get my kit. And he's like, no, dude, that's a headshot. She's gone. He goes, you can get it, but, she's gone. He comes back, and he's fucking trying to plug the holes up in her head. Fucking her head is fucking...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you could tell. I could see his hands were shaking. And when all the dudes showed up, he's explaining himself, yeah, I didn't want to get that water thrown on me, Fuck, I don't want to get burned. And none of the cops are saying anything. They're just kind of like... And I think the partner was giving them the eye like that wasn't the fucking cool shooting.
No, it was not.
Well, you got to see it too. You know what I mean? And I saw two different angles. One angle, you can't see her. It looks like he just shoots her for no reason. But you can't see her during that time. And then the other angle, you can see her. She says, I'm sorry, ducks down, takes her hands off the pot, and then in a split second, she grabs the pot again and dumps the pot out, and the fucking water goes everywhere. And it goes near him.
But she didn't throw it.
She didn't throw the pot. She threw the water out of the pot. But the thing is it was so fast, I don't think he even made the decision. I think what happened was that he took what she said as a threat. And he fucking blew his stack and scared her so bad that she panicked and fumbled shit.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously
and I think she was trying to kind of like
issues.
defend. I think she was trying to defend herself.
Yeah, that's how I read it too.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And fucking, I looked at the fucking shooting over and over again, tried to put myself in that cop's shoes, and I couldn't fucking see myself pulling a trigger.
No, I mean, why would anybody? Unless they were super... I mean, that dude was obviously...
I think he had nervous. I think
too nervous to be a cop.
I think he had been in a couple of different police forces. He's a big dude. And he's all tatted up and shit. I think he's got real bad PTSD. That's what I think. He was friendly with her, smiling and joking around, and out of the blue, you drop that thing, I will blow your fucking head off. Like, it was just like, snap.
Be like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, and the partner, you see through his video cam, he jumps out of his asshole. He was like, whoa.
Well, yeah, like,
and he's got his gun out, and he's trying to see what's happening. But the shooting was...
calm the fuck down.
The shooting was already over before he fucking...
Jesus Christ.
Could do anything, and she's fucking there with fucking 3 holes in her head.
Great.
Yeah. I was just like, what is up with this dude?
Yeah.
And I think...
He's got issues. He should
I saw her take her hand,
be a cop anymore.
I saw her take her hands off the pot. And as soon as she took her hands off the pot, she put them back on the pot. And then she went, and like that. And I think she was trying to like block herself, block the gun with the pot. I couldn't. It happened so fast.
Well, she was probably fucking scared.
Yeah.
I've been scared of the cops, and with good reason, as it turned out.
She freaked out. Yeah. I think in his head said that if she doesn't drop, he's going, drop the pot. She dropped it, but then she fucking grabbed it again and shot her. Yeah.
That's messed up. There's just no...
Yeah.
And I know...
I think she was just confused.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how I read it, too, because you said that they'd done a welfare check earlier, so she obviously...
Out of her mind.
Wasn't right. So they probably just should have fucking stayed really calm.
I don't know what the I rebuke in the name of Jesus was all about. She was a little crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
and he took that as a fucking threat because he had that pot in her hands. Let go of the pot and touch the pot.
Well, like I said, they were probably making her very nervous.
With the tone fucking...
Well, just them being in the house would make me nervous.
The tone was real friendly. It just happened just out of the
I don't give a fuck how friendly are they. They make me nervous.
He didn't... She wasn't hostile, and they didn't... Neither one of them were hostile either. The dude just fucking went from 0 to 60 in fucking a second. Just...
Yeah, that's
he has some kind of PTSD.
Yeah, he's got problems. And like I said, he should not
They charge him with first degree, though. I don't think it was first degree because I don't believe it was premeditated. He said, I'm going to shoot you in the face, but I think he thought he was under attack. I think he got PTSD. I think it was second degree.
Yeah, I'd go for second degree murder.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
That did not need to happen.
You maybe could fucking argue some kind of manslaughter that he thought he was fucking under attack.
That's what they always say, though. They always say, "Ooh, I thought they were on." Yeah, they use.
Yeah,
that
but
to,
the
like,
thing is that's not walking free though either. You can.
Well, no, I know that.
You can get 40, 50 years on manslaughter.
I know that, but I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah, Tammy said the cops were all the way across the room, and the cop that shot her worked at several different places in the past 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And then Ben said he keeps getting sacked from one and hired by another. Yeah, maybe.
Either that or he's moving. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
They'll let more out of it. So you guys know the fucking case.
Yeah, Tammy had seen it.
Yeah, there's 2 different camera angles, and they're only showing one, the one where you can't see her. There's another camera angle where you can see her, but it's so fast. She's very confused in her She was confused in her thinking, I think, before the whole thing.
Well, yeah, like I said, she had mental health issues.
Yeah.
They knew that.
They said, "Is that your
there.
car?" And she goes, "No, it's not my car." So somebody just parked their car in your driveway. She goes, "Yeah." Well,
I mean, that could be the case.
well, what happened is the guy, not the guy who shot her, the other guy immediately starts fucking running the plate.
Right.
You know, and I don't know if the plate came back as hers. You know what I mean? It was weird.
Yeah, Tammy said the cop also had in his record that he had been in trouble at his other jobs.
Yeah, well,
so they're just passing him around.
He's getting life,
like a pedo priest.
He's getting life on that.
Getting in trouble somewhere, and we'll just shuffle him over there. He'll be someone else's problem.
Yeah,
I guess that's what they did.
I could tell by the hands of the partner. His hands were shaking.
Well, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, when he was helping, he was trying to plug that girl's head up. His hands were like, and he didn't say nothing.
Yeah, because he was probably like, bro.
He's like, yeah. And then all the other cops showed up.
What the fuck just happened?
And fucking, he's standing outside. You can see through his camera. He's not saying anything. They're looking at him, and he's just. I think he said that this shit's crazy, but I don't know what his facial expressions were saying. Right. Everybody else was just blank. They're not saying anything.
That's messed up.
Like something ain't right here, because one of the guys come out and says, "Where's the gun?" And she goes, "No, it wasn't gun. She tried to throw water on me. Tried to throw that boiling pot of water on me."
They're like throwing.
And they're looking at him like,
Okay. Like if they were as far away, if they were across the room, it's like it would have maybe got on your shoes or something, dude. Calm down.
Well, it was probably about.
You're not gonna die from that.
Probably about 20 feet.
Yeah, maybe. There's no way.
Maybe.
There's no way.
He went off on her. She wasn't threatening him with the pot.
No, of course not.
She just said, I rebuke
like I
you
said,
in the name of Jesus.
Even if she was,
he freaked the fuck out.
Even if she was, that boiling water is not going to reach that far. Even if it did, it's just going to like sprinkle your fucking shoes or something. It's not going to kill you or maim you or nothing like that. Settle the fuck down. Christ.
I don't know. Boiling water could take the fucking skin off you. It wouldn't kill you.
Well, I mean, boiling water could take the skin off you if someone was right there and dumped it right on your fucking head.
You have to understand what how those cops are trained and what their departments tell them.
Well, no, I know.
All right. I went through some of the no-shoot training things at the fucking range one time where you pay for it and they give you a fucking fake Glock that's pneumatic. And this is back in the late 90s. And they run you, and it's kind of like a video projector. They run you through all these situations, and when you shoot, it actually scores and shows where that bullet would have landed on that screen. And afterwards, you're evaluated on it. Some of that shit is very gray, and it was a shoot situation. Like there's one one situation where dude runs up on me talking shit with a cigarette and pulls a lighter out and goes and fucking hits you with the squirts the flame at you.
Right.
I didn't shoot him. That was a shoot situation.
Yeah. I could see you shooting somebody that did that.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But that was the wrong one. That was actually a shoot situation.
I probably wouldn't.
I was like, that's not deadly, really. But they were like,
no not really.
But see, the thing is by most fucking... you don't have to fucking be afraid of being killed. You have to be afraid of sustaining great bodily harm.
Right, yeah.
Because if you get harmed, you can't prevent the crime.
Right.
You know,
yeah, I got you.
You have to be there to protect public safety. All right. So that was the situation there. Because there's not only you trying to stop one crime, like some of the shit where the guy's running, right? And you let him go. That was the wrong answer. Because what happened is in the situation, he had killed one person and you let him go and he killed another one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, technically,
so you
normally you wouldn't shoot somebody in the back unless...
Right. But the correct situation was you were supposed to plug the dude in the fucking back. Because you knew that he just killed a person. You saw that they show you the body.
Right.
He jumps up with a knife.
You need to stop him from doing it.
Yeah, because if he gets away, he'll just do it again. Okay.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit on Wednesday night's show when we were talking about that fucking truck stop killer, Robert Rhodes. And we were saying that probably the cop, he probably wouldn't have been justified in doing so, but he probably should have just plugged the dude when he was in the back of the police car.
Yeah.
And tried to escape after he found the truck with the woman tied up and screaming in there. Probably should have just been pop.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the situation was, I remember in the video, because you afterwards, fucking, it was Todd Graves' dad, Jim Graves. He was the one that fucking went through all the situations and then said, no, what you were supposed to do with this, because this is what happened. That kind of shit. You're called on a disturbance call and the fucking door's open. You open the door and there's a dude standing over a dead woman. He's got a knife. He sees you and turns around and runs out the back of the house. And then he gets away. If you shoot him, it fucking scores hits on him. And that's a successful mission. If you don't score any hits on him...
I mean, I would have likely shot that dude.
Right. Well, the dude fucking ran off and I fucking held fire because they didn't want to shoot him in the back. That was wrong. I was supposed to kill him. Because he gets away.
I mean...
and then he commits more crimes.
I know it's the honorable thing to not shoot people in the back.
Yeah.
But in that case, no one's going to be mad at you. I promise. They're like, thank you for saving us from that piece of shit. Zach says, I just emerged from an almost week-long binge of Criminal Minds, and now I'm scared of everything. Have you guys ever seen that show? I've seen it, yeah, but not for a long time. Like, I watch true crime all the time and write about it and shit like that, too. I'm not, like, scared of everything, but I am, like, aware of situations. And, like, Tom laughs at me because, like, we'll be driving around and... we'll see there's like a garbage bag or a box or something on the side of the road. I'm like, that's a body. That's a severed head. No, it's not. It could be. You know what I mean? Don't fuck with my shit. It's, you know what I mean? It could be. Bad Done Well said, great stream. Thank you. I'm enjoying a slice of pineapple pizza with some peppermint schnapps. That's a weird combination of flavors, but I don't know. That sounds kind of good, honestly. I know how uptight people get about pineapple on pizza, but I like pineapple on pizza. I like pretty much anything on pizza. Well, not anything, but I'm not that picky. I'll eat pizza with most things on it. I can't really eat it with much pepperoni on it, though, because it gives me really bad heartburn. But other than that, pineapple is good on pizza. I'm sorry. Ben said he might have been demon possessed. That's why he got so upset. Like at that, that one line.
Well,
maybe
we can't even see.
That would explain a lot. Oh wait. Oh, is my shoulder in the way?
Yeah.
I like how Tom made her like making a little thing like whatever.
Yeah.
Like she looks like she's kind of rolling her eyes, which you probably can't see, but.
Does she show up on camera?
Yeah. I think.
How does she look?
Well, I don't know. She's just completely whited out because of his flashlight.
Yeah.
That's much better. That's much better. Let's see. CB said we can tell Jenny's going out because of how good she looks. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, I know.
I got my shit on too, though. You just can't see it.
Yeah, but you always wear that. You always wear
I don't always have my fucking boots on.
Oh, well, okay.
I got my boots on.
Calm down. Don't knock the shit over. Yeah, like I said, we're going to mannequins. We're going to check it out.
Yeah.
That's why I put the creepy mannequins in the thumbnail. Man, all my fucking ice melted and I'm already fucking...
That's because you put that in the one that hadn't been in the refrigerator for long. That wasn't cold.
Which one was that? The soda?
Yeah, that one wasn't cold.
Oh. Well, how would I know? I was in a meeting when you brought that shit back. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I had all kind of meetings. Well, no, I just had 2 meetings today. I have meetings pretty much every day because that's what happens when you work remotely. You know what I mean? Gotta meet with people. And let me see. Oh, thank you. Oracle's here. Zach says, if you want a great flavor combo, mint chocolate chip ice cream with some scoops of peanut butter. That sounds kind of, because you know what? Sometimes when we're at the Chinese buffet, if they have, I think this is only at Koi Wan because, or wait a minute. No, this is only at Ichiban. Because they usually have mint chocolate chip ice cream and they usually have peanuts that you can sprinkle on the top. And I like mint chocolate chip ice cream with peanuts sprinkled on the top. So that's like pretty good. Thank you very much, Murder Hornet. Olive Garden at its worst. Oh my goodness. Oh, some we had somebody say like Tom needs to put her on his lap.
Yeah.
I was like, she's kind of heavy though.
Yeah, she's
not quite as heavy as a real person, but almost. She's
about 85 pounds.
Which is, that could be a small person could weigh that much. Yeah. Don't let her little titties hang out. He's grabbing her boobs. Shit. You're just gonna sit there and
we'll sit here and fucking
hang out. Hang out with Ariel. We were discussing, because I tried that wig. I love that style, because that's all one wig. It's like several pieces, but they're all kind of
it's 4 pieces.
They're all kind of put together.
Yeah.
And so I tried it on, and on me it looks terrible.
Yeah.
The pink does not work with my skin tone at all. It makes me look green and old.
Yeah.
So
it's the color.
Yeah, the color just does not work for me at all. Like I said, I'm a black hair person or a blue hair person. That seems to work with my coloring. Pink, not so much. The shitty thing is that I really like that style though, and I want a wig like that but black. And they don't seem to make one. And so then before we did the show, Tom was like, well, maybe we can dye it with Rit.
Yeah.
I mean...
I'll just soak it in hot water.
Yeah, I mean, that might work. Because we can just buy another one like that.
Yeah.
And just dye it. But because it's not real hair, but Rit dye should work on... I mean, that works. It's supposed to work on everything, right?
Yeah.
It's just I really do like that style. But the pink looked... I was actually like kind of appalled at how bad the pink looked. I've worn like pink, like hot pink and black like tops before. Like I have this little top that's like hot pink and black like stripes, and that looks pretty good. But like, man, pink hair really does not look good on me at all. The only thing that seems, black is good. I had bright red hair for a while, and a lot of people seem to like that. I had a purple for a little while too, and that looked okay. But honestly, the stuff I get the most compliments about is whenever I wear the blue wigs. Like the bright blue straight one or like the short one that's kind of ice blue. Like I always get like a lot of compliments about that. So that seems to work the best with my skin tone. Whatever the fuck that is. I don't even know what my skin tone is. Phantom says, a dark, authentic red ginger wig would look good on you. A.k.a. Sharon Osbourne red. Yeah, because my natural hair color is... kind of copper red, like coppery orange, and I always kind of liked that, but I mean I'm sure it's gray now because I've been dyeing it for a long time. But for a while I had it dyed like really, really bright red. The only reason I stopped doing that was because it was a pain in the ass to maintain. Also, it would dye everything in the house. Like, the pillowcases had red on them. The shower had red in it. Because you had to, like, put dye in there, like, every week to keep it that vibrant color. Because if it starts... Red starts looking shitty after, like, a week or two. Like, after it starts to fade, They're all talking about what they're having for dinner. We had like a pork stew, like a spicy pork stew.
Yeah, with some Georgian stuff.
Georgian. That wasn't really dinner. We had that like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But, yesterday we just cheated and went to Publix and got fried chicken.
So I'm going to do
potato salad and
want
stuff.
me to hit that with Rit?
Well, no, I mean, you could get another one and do it.
Let me see if we can if they're still selling that.
Yeah, I mean, look online and see if they're doing
it. Her too. Wouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's not.
But I guess like the pink on that dog.
I do too.
Yeah.
And like I said, we usually like to keep light colors on her because of the skin issue.
Yeah.
Like if you put dark colors on her, like the dye bleeds.
Yeah. And she's pink, actually. She's not white.
Yeah.
She's kind of pink.
Well, most humans.
Kind of like... White people are kind of pink.
Most white humans are kind of pink or beige. Not really white. Phantom says, what's Monday's review going to be, Jenny, so I can watch it before? Honestly, I haven't decided. I thought we might do road games because a lot of people brought that up on Wednesday's show. And I think it's free on Amazon Prime. And I've been wanting to see it anyway. So I think we'll probably do road games. Is that okay with you? Like kind of an Australian thriller about like a...
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care. So that's probably what we'll do. Because I have a big, huge list, and I know there's ones that I said I would get to, but a lot of people brought that one up when we were talking about the truck stop killer on Wednesday. And I was like, oh yeah, shit. I thought we'd already done it, honestly.
What is happening with this thing? This thing is creaking. This chair's creaking.
I don't know,
See,
Tom.
I'm scared of that shit where you see in those fucking Spanish talk shows, the dude sits down, the fucking chair breaks, and
it goes up in his anus.
His ass. He stands up like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Damn, they'd be giving me all kinds of money if that happened to me. Fuck on this live show, all these people trying to pay to see me.
I know you would. I would be kind of upset if you got accidentally pegged, and that'd be like, man,
missed all that motorcycle money. Missed all that fucking motorcycle money.
It's not the same now.
Yeah.
You're no longer an
virginity busted. Fucking right. We don't want to. Not worth anything now.
No. Now it's ruined.
Yeah, it's like
you're ruined.
Yeah, it's like those dudes, those chicks auctioning off their fucking virginity to the Arabs and shit like that. Fucking, I can't even do that now.
I know.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't.
How does that feel to be treated just like a girl? Like that your virginity is like some big fucking
hilarious
special.
Hilarious. I don't know.
Hilarious. Phantom says there's a YouTube short of a chick riding a bike without a seat, which is fucked up. Yeah.
Was there a little rubber dong on the end of it?
Now, see, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, you can just put a rubber dong on the seat.
You can just put a well, I guess it would probably work better if you kind of. I don't know.
I saw a video.
I don't know if I'd risk it.
I saw a video of a girl on an exercise bike with the rubber dong on the seat while she's doing the.
It was on a porn site. It wasn't. It was on a porn site.
Yeah, she's doing that.
It wasn't just on a regular.
She's not sitting on the seat, but she's bouncing up and down like that. Her boyfriend's videotaping it. Yeah. Well, not videotape. We can say video. Only old people call it video. Yeah. Recording it with his phone. Yeah.
On the sending it with a telegraph.
Yeah. And she's looking at a screen that's a slideshow of fucking muscle dudes. Muscle dudes with fucking 6-packs and shit. She's talking shit about the dude's 6-packs. She goes, I love his fucking 6-pack.
And then she's riding up and down.
Yeah. She goes, look at his fucking arms, you know. Blah, blah, blah. She's talking dirty about them. It's just muscle men with their dicks out. You know what I mean? It's fucking porn muscle porn.
Muscle porn.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Zach gave us a super chat. Says, would you ever do green hair? Asking me. You got a cool tone, so it'll work. I went blonde once because my eyes are brown. I looked like a sunflower. I had white blonde hair for a minute because I bleached it all out to do the red. And actually, I kind of liked it, but I didn't like it enough to keep it. I've never done green, I don't think. I've done bright red. I've done purple. I've done... I know I've done more colors than that. What are the other colors I did? No, I don't even remember. But I don't think I've ever done green. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like cool colors would work. Because blue, like I said, whenever I wear a blue wig, everybody's like, oh my god, that looks so good. You know what I mean? So there's something about my skin tone that like really looks good with blue hair. And I've been thinking about dyeing my actual hair blue, but I'm kind of scared that I can't find that same... Because I love that shade of that straight wig.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure if I could get the same shade. Plus, like I said, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't think blue is as much a pain in the ass to maintain as red is, because red fades like immediately. But I don't know.
You do have it's almost better just to get a wig.
That's what I mean. It's much easier.
Yeah.
Even though, I don't know. I kind of don't like my natural hair. This is mostly my natural hair. I just have like a couple little additions, like to thicken the ponytails. But other than that, it's all real. And it's like, I don't know. I don't love it.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's just hard to do anything with.
Why? Because it's because it's just on the top.
Because it's just on. Yeah, there's not enough of it. But then every time I grow it all out,
yeah,
then it's like too hot and thick, and then
see,
it's just full of knots.
Jen's shaved.
It's all shaved underneath.
Yeah.
Because I did grow it back out at one point, but my fucking hair, man, is like, I have a lot of it, and each strand is like baby hair. It's like super, super fine.
And it goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere. It falls out and yet never gets thinner for some reason. It's like it constantly reproduces itself. And all you have to do, like I wake up in the morning and the back of my hair is just knots. And like I just laid there. I didn't do anything. So it's just kind of like, it's a pain in the ass. And it's like, and every time you wash it, it's just like, I put 2 conditioners through it and it's still like knots. And it's always been like that. It's a huge pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass. Yeah, CB said, why don't I just get a buzz cut? I've thought about it. I just don't think it would look good. Because, I mean, I have a really round face. And the few times that I've cut my hair real short, I've never cut it like buzz cut short, but I have cut it like to my chin. Like a little page boy type of thing. And it's like every time I'm just kind of like, oh, that seemed like a good idea. And then like a couple days later, I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? This looks terrible. It makes my head look like a big round bowling ball. Like every single time. But I've made the mistake like several times for maybe this time will be different. And then I cut it. And I like it at first. And then like a couple days later, I'm like, oh, God, it looks so bad. What was I thinking? You know? So it's just, long hair is a bitch, but I don't know. I just don't look good with short hair. I wish I looked good bald. I've told Tom this multiple times because my hair is a pain in the ass. I would happily just be bald or just wear wigs if I look good bald, but I don't. I don't imagine that I would look good bald because, like I said, I just have a very round face. Ben said, isn't it normal for hair to do that? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe everybody goes through the struggle. You know what I mean?
What are you talking
about? Of hair being like knotted and falling out and
I don't know.
Shit like that.
I wouldn't know. My hair was never knotted even when I had it. And now I don't have it. Well, my hair never really got long. I never let it.
Yeah, I mean, the longest your hair ever was like Rick Springfield length, like back in the 80s.
Yeah, my hair was never really like thick.
Yeah,
I mean, normal.
Yeah, mine was like, even now, it's like, and I don't even have that much of it because it's just the crown, but it's still like a lot.
Yeah.
And then when it all grows out, like back here, it's just kind of like, it's a really lot. It's heavy.
Yeah. I thought I had little fine spider web hair. Hers was fucking like down.
It is, yeah. It's always been like that.
Yeah.
I have memories because, you know, when I was growing up, like I said, I have naturally like it's actually quite a pretty color, like a coppery, goldy red. And so everybody loved my hair. And so, you know, all my family would be like, oh, it has to be super long. So my hair was like down to my butt. And every day, you know, I would wash it in the tub and everything like that. And then I remember my mom or my grandmother having to like I would lay backward on the bed and she would just comb all the knots. She'd like put the fucking conditioner through it and she's like the Johnson no tears or whatever. But I would just lay there and be like, oh no. And she would just be like combing like all these fucking matted knots in my hair. Like, cause it just knots like immediately. It's astounding. It's astounding. Zach says, I don't know why, but when I see a white woman with naturally black hair, it always makes me think she's wearing a wig. Well, like I said, my hair's not naturally black. I dye it that color because it's just easier, but...
I think Jen, you know, Dimitri's wife, I think that's naturally black hair, isn't it? Isn't that her? I
have never seen her with hair other than that color.
Yeah.
So
it might be because it has little brown highlights in it. I think so. I think
yeah,
that's
sometimes she has little red highlights or little.
I think that's her natural hair color mostly.
Yeah, it might. I mean, her hair just might be naturally real dark brown, and she just
Yeah.
darkens it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look unnatural, and she's pretty white.
Yeah, she's pale.
So, but you know, I guess I'm kind of used to it because, like, so many goth people have that look, like that super pale look with like super black hair. But everybody knows it's usually not natural. Most people don't have that natural. I mean, you had black hair for a while, but your natural hair color. I mean, your natural hair color is pretty dark, though.
Yeah, it's dark brown with red highlights.
Yeah.
My dad's a ginger.
I only met your dad when he had white hair, so.
Yeah, and he had most of his hair shaved off.
I didn't know.
Yeah. No, he's a ginger. That whole side of the family was.
Isn't that funny? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of gingers in my family. I was one. I have a couple cousins on my mom's side that were. But, so there's some redheaded genes in there somewhere. You know? My dad had black hair, now that I'm thinking about it.
Dad was a ginger. My mom
And my brother does, too.
My mom had actually dark brown hair, real dark brown. Her dad had black hair. He was an Assyrian. He was an Assyrian Christian, or half Assyrian Christian. His mother got ran out of Iraq a long time ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The Assyrians were kind of like the Greeks. They were Catholics. They were running around the Middle East. They got chased out of there. They were kind of like nomadic on horseback most of the time. Kind of like Yazidis. But I have some Middle Eastern. I'm about 1/8 Middle Eastern.
Yeah, which is kind of funny to think about.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get my honky pedigree. I'm gonna get my fucking blood done.
You should. It's not expensive.
And my understanding is that my granddad was half Assyrian Catholic. So I guess that would make me 1/16 then.
Well,
right?
wait a minute.
Or
well, if it's your grandparents, that's just one. That's one.
He was half though.
Oh. Wait, I can't math.
He was half Assyrian.
Maybe an eighth.
So you got four. Yeah, an eighth. Well, you got four grandparents. So it wouldn't be 1/4. It'd be half of a quarter, which is an eighth.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got it right.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, the Assyrians. I don't think they were from the Middle East. I think they were from Greece, around that area.
We'll see now.
They just ended up in there.
I mean, my dad, my youngest brother, whose name is Brian, he has real black hair, and my dad has real black hair. My grandma and her sister also had real black hair, but their dad was Blackfeet Indian. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the black hair. I got red hair.
Yeah.
For some reason.
For y'all British people back in the hockey motherland and shit, Germans, so we had Germans. If you're from an old North American family that's been here longer than 6, 7, 4 or 5 generations, really, you've got some Native American in you probably. Not all the time, but usually. Especially if you're in the South. If you come from the South, because the Choctaw were here, and just a lot of the Seminole. You know, people married them. You know, there was nothing that would stop you from marrying them. They were real popular. A lot of this shit about, getting wiped out, these Indian genocides and shit. No, not really. Each one of those tribes or each one of those nations had a different destiny. Some of them just married in with white people and were vanished, like the Mandan and the Mohawk. The Mohawk that was way up in northeast, long time ago. A lot of the Mohawk men got killed off in the French and Indian Wars fighting with American as allies. So that was part of the problem. But then everybody was marrying them. So, it didn't take long before fuck it, I'm going to get a job in town. And the next thing you know, you're white. It's just, a lot of it was like that.
The whiteness that encroaches.
The whiteness just encroached. And another thing is that Indians married a lot of black people, or black people married into Indian tribes. So that was happening. A lot of black people in the South have some Indian ancestry in them.
I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of people do that have been here for a long time. It might be like way far back, but
well, I gotta check. I want to check my pedigree. We'll see.
I did mine a long time ago, but I only did my matrilineal line because that's all a woman can do.
I only saw my dad's side on paper. And you know what I mean? The shit my grandmother dug up. And it was nothing but just British sounding names, German sounding names, and Irish sounding names. But it was all in the South, traced back to Virginia, some of it. And you can go far back that those people really aren't related to you anymore. You know what I mean? You're related to just a group of them. And just because somebody had an English name, that's no telling really what race they were. Everybody had those kind of names. You know, you had black people with names like that. So you don't know. You don't know until you look at your DNA.
Well, something I noticed when I was growing up was that my maiden name, the last name I was born with, was a lot more common. I'm amazed you remember that.
Yeah, Mitchell. Yeah.
Was a lot more common in black people than white people.
That goes back to England, though. England, Ireland,
it does.
Scotland,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an Irish name.
Yeah.
But every other person I met with that last name was not white.
There are a lot of black Rosses, but that's a Scottish type name, Scottish English type name. It's and I even have that one in Ireland, so it's just everywhere.
Yeah, like you said, it's just this country in particular is just such a shit show, a clusterfuck. Yeah. Not in a bad way. It's just that everybody came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And everybody's intermarried with other people, and people came here from everywhere, and so there's really no way of sussing it all out, really. So, but the weird thing about it, it's funny because when I was in the UK, they were like, man, Americans are like so, they're really like hung up on their ancestry. It's like we get all these Americans like coming over to Ireland and stuff, could come to the motherland. It's like they've never been here. They're not you know what I mean? It's like they're not really that Irish. You know?
It's the same is when I went to Israel. I was stationed outside of Israel fucking for a while when I was in the army. I'd go to Israel and hang out with IDF guys at the bar and shit. And they would say the same thing. They'd say it's like an American Jews would show up, go to Israel to look for their ancestors. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, if it's been more than... Because, look, my family has been here for at least 4 or 5 generations. Yeah. And it's just kind of like... So, it's different if your family came... If your grandparents were immigrants or something like that. Like, I could see that more. But it's like, my grandparents are from here. My great-grandparents are from here. Their parents were from here. So, it's just kind of like... You know what I mean? Like I said, pretty much the only weird thing in there... Not weird thing, but, like, the only thing that's not... super white bread is like Native American. That's it. Yeah. Like other than that, we just probably descended from the people on the fucking Mayflower. Yeah. You know what I mean? I
liked Israel. I lived over there. You know, it lived in the Sinai Peninsula. Lived there for 6 months. You used to go to Israel. You used to go to Egypt. I liked the Arabs and I liked the Jews. I liked them both. They're both different. They fight like cats and dogs, but they're but they each kind of had their own fucking thing going on, you know. Well, Arabs are not like what people think they are when you go to Egypt and shit. You know what I mean? They're super friendly. They're real friendly. You know, you would think that they would be like hostile. I was there in the 90s, but no, Arabs are pretty warm-hearted. You just got to be careful about religion. But you know, I'm a cultural Christian and have a background coming out of Christian military academy when I was a little kid. So you know, I understand religious ideology and Bible stories, the Old and New Testament. And you got to use that when you're talking to Muslims. They have a lot of those same stories. Yeah. So you don't want to say anything sinful. So you have to be mindful of that. Or they're just going to look at you like here's big trouble. You got to realize you're talking to religious people. Yeah. All right.
Again, I'd be in big trouble.
The dudes are male oriented. They like manly virtues.
Manly virtues. Yeah. I'm going to start a band called Manly Virtues. That would be so fucking funny.
Yeah. So, you know, they asked a lot of questions about the West, and you know, they were asking about movies and movie stars and the culture and shit. So when you're explaining it, you have to explain it. You have to explain Western culture to them from a religious perspective. Imagine like you're a Christian trying to explain it to a Muslim. You know what I mean? So you have to be kind of what's a good way to? You have to be kind of neutral,
Right. Yeah.
and explain
I mean,
why.
that makes sense.
And explain why people believe what they believe, and when they understand why, and then the differences between Christianity and Islam, it makes sense to them, but you have to explain it. You know, you have to explain the different ways of interpreting things. It's difficult for me to get an example. Like, they don't have any of the parables of Jesus. And even secular people here in the United States don't realize how a lot of our mentality actually comes from Jesus' parables. You know?
Yeah.
You can, but here's the reason why is because Christianity was a Roman religion. And those little Jesus parables actually were reboots of a lot of Socrates and other Roman gods like.
And a lot of our culture is
Dionysus.
based on
Yeah.
Greek and Roman
Right.
ideas.
So most of the time when a Middle Easterner sees the religious context of how the interpretation is different, they understand it more. Okay, here's an example. If Muslims give money to the church, they want everybody to see that they gave money to the church. They want credit for that. They're like, yeah, you're lauded for that.
Look,
Right.
I gave it.
Right.
I'm good.
When I say Christians only give money in secret.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, they actually only give money. That was actually the traditional way to do it, to give money in secret. Like you go and you find an envelope of money. Well, fucking, where'd this money come from? It came from God. And a Muslim will understand that because God is getting the credit, not the follower. You know what I'm talking about? So it's selflessness. So, you know, you can reinterpret and explain it a different way, and then they get it. They get it. It's a different viewpoint.
Zach gave us another super chat. Thank you very much. Said he did mine his genealogical thing. I'm the whitest person to ever live.
Probably.
French, English, Irish, German, Welsh, Swedish, and Norwegian.
Yeah.
Mine was actually, I was kind of surprised. I just did my matrilineal line, and ours going way back was actually Middle Eastern, Turkey.
Yeah.
Was around where they came from. But then, like, up through Northern Europe. Oracle said, Tom, have you seen the comedy sketch, Is It Southern or Hipster?
No.
There's a joke in there about Cherokee ancestry.
Oh, yeah?
So you should probably look at it. CB said, the US and the UK are very similar. We fuck everything that moves and go to a foreign country and act like we own it. Yeah, that's true. I didn't really find... There were some differences, like when I lived in the UK, but not really that many. And I always thought that, in a lot of ways, I was kind of more... Mindset-wise, I always thought it was a lot more similar to a British person than an American person. But, you know, that's just a generalization. Yeah, Oracle said my family tree is filled with various flavors of British. Yeah, I probably a lot of Americans are, honestly. Unless you're from the Midwest or something like that, because I know that a lot of those are like German and Norwegian and, you know, or Scandinavian of some flavor. Yeah. Like, because there was a lot of those.
There's a lot of that happening.
Yeah.
When Sophie was here, she's just straight up fucking Viking. That girl looks like she just rolled in from fucking Denmark.
She
Tall
does.
and blonde. It looks just very Scandinavian looking.
And it's funny because we saw, what were we watching, like Unsolved Mysteries?
Unsolved Mystery from another person.
And it was, the case was from Michigan, and there was a woman on there. And we're like, oh my god, like she didn't look exactly like Sophie.
She just looked related to
Sophie.
But
her face looked like very much. And I was like, that's so funny that like that part of the country.
Yeah.
It's like there's a look.
Well, my stepdad,
they all look like that.
My stepdad Bill and all of his kids had that same look she has.
Yeah,
but you only knew him when he was old.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
They have that.
You showed me pictures of him when he was younger, but
yeah, they have that same
look. CB said Tom and Jenny, you should do a review of The Beach 2000. I've heard that was good, but I don't think I've ever seen it. We'll get around to it. If I remember, I'll write it down. Because I don't have my pen with me. Ben said excelling in the manly virtues was required from Mongol warriors. They had to be skilled at wrestling, horse riding, archery, dancing, etc. I like that dancing was in there. That's very forward thinking of them. Jeffy Hart said, as a gay man, I'm not sure if I'd be welcome in the Middle East. Yeah, as a woman, I would be kind of scared to go there too. I mean, I'm sure it might be fine, but I don't really want to go there bad enough to find out. He said, when I traveled to China, I was always taught to lay low when traveling to non-Western cultures. Yeah, it kind of sucks that you have to do that. It's like, and I'm not saying that, I don't know, you should just be able to go places and just be, without people fucking with you. People should just mind their own business is what the issue is. Like, if you're going to any country and acting an ass and being obnoxious and stuff like that, yeah, I can see people getting mad at you. But if you're just, like, walking around minding your own beeswax, then everyone should just, step off. They should just, like, get off your shit. That's all. And let's see. Yeah, CB said, yeah, that's exactly. Like, gay people should be welcome everywhere because to me, everyone is equal. Yeah, that's what I mean. And as long as, if everyone, like I said, if everyone just minded their own fucking business, then probably 90% of the world's problems would disappear. I kind of feel like a lot of problems come from people getting up in other people's shit that doesn't have anything to do with them.
There's a lot of ideologies in this world that are not just religious ideologies, but the ideology says that you are not like me, therefore you are wrong, and I must change you. So that's usually
I know that, but like I said,
and it goes in every direction.
Honestly, like, I see people all the time, and I'm like, wow, that person's really stupid, or that person's a douchebag, or whatever. But it's like, I'm not going to go.
You don't change them.
I don't go and educate that. Why the fuck would I do that?
Well, first of all,
it's not my business. It's a waste of time.
It would take too much time, and you're not going to fucking change that person anyway.
No, that's what I mean. I mean, unless they're openly, like, doing something super obnoxious, like, that I'll go over and, like, say something about that, but it's just kind of like...
if they're committing a fucking crime.
Right.
You're going to fucking get involved.
Or if they're fucking with some innocent person, like, yelling at them or some shit like that, I'm like, yeah, I'll say something about that. But it's like, if they're just walking around being douchey and not bothering anyone, really, then I'm not going to say anything, because why would I? Yeah. But evidently a lot of people don't have that. They just like to get up in people's shit for... Like I said, I'm on that subreddit, fucking boomers being fools.
Yeah.
And you would be horrified at the number of old people, these particularly, like, obnoxious old people, that will just, like, walk up to people in the grocery store or whatever and just, like, start telling them shit.
Yeah, well, no, I
like, about their tattoos or their colored hair or some shit like that.
Why'd you pierce yourself?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, who the fuck asked you or cares about your opinion, douchebag? Fuck off.
It's because they're...
Like, who does that?
It's because
I'm like, I don't come up to you and say you're, like, an ugly, leathery, fat bastard.
I'm going to tell you who it was. It was a generation of people whose their parents was constantly up their ass. And that's the way it was. Their parents were constantly up their asses. So... They think that it's, well, now that I'm old, it's my right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to keep
It's my duty.
It's my duty to keep these motherfuckers
to go up to complete strangers.
Yeah.
Grown-ass people.
Yeah, who are in their 30s
in public.
40s, yeah.
and tell them
like children.
And tell them what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god. If somebody did that to me, I would punch them in the face so hard. I'm like, who was it that told you that your opinion mattered fuck all to anyone? Because I hate to tell you, but it doesn't.
Well, it's a very kind of working class provincial and attitude. Keep other and middle class provincial.
Yeah.
Got to keep all these motherfuckers under control. Got to keep
everything
under control.
What a lot of people on there have explained was that, not explained, but they theorized.
Yeah.
They're like, well, that generation maybe, like, that conformity was prized.
Yeah.
Like, everybody had to, even though there was fucked up shit going on back then, there was weirdos back then, there was all kind of stuff, but everybody had to put on this face like everything was fine. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, so if somebody deviates from that, they still, like, it glitches their fucking brain out.
I was listening to boomers talk about what it was like when they were growing up. They said that everyone was really fucking concerned about what color clothes you were wearing.
Yeah.
If you wore something black, then that means that you were a criminal. If you wore something yellow, that means that you were gay. They just had all these
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, if you wore, and he said at his high school, it was like if you wore yellow on Tuesday, you were gay. All the gay people wore them.
How do they keep track of all these fucking rules?
Because they didn't
have anything better to do.
They couldn't speak freely.
Well, yeah.
And there was no social media.
Yeah.
So they signaled. It's the same thing you do. What they call it, fucking virtue signaling, or that's what but they did it through colors of clothing and what your clothes were. So your parents were constantly worried about what it was you were wearing. And I remember, fucking when I was a kid, my parents worried about what it was I was wearing. I was wearing shit that was in style. But they didn't have any concept of what style was. They wanted you to wear what they wore when they were kids.
They wanted you to wear the stuff
which was lame shit.
From Sears.
From the 60s, yeah. Sears, yeah. Tough skins and shit.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I want you to wear corduroy.
Those nice slacks.
Yeah, wear those nice slacks I bought. Fuck those fucking... Exactly every fucking dude... Every dude... Exactly every American man on this fucking planet that is Gen X had a grandma or a mom buying you fucking slacks.
From Sears or JCPenney.
Yeah. What happened? Why don't you wear those nice slacks?
And they were
all fucking up around underneath your titties, how high they were and shit, and had the fucking.
You could not wear this to school, and you would get beat up. You would get beat up.
It was like old man slacks.
You would get beat up.
You'd get beat up wearing that shit.
It's just that's so funny to me because I'm like, oh my god, that totally resonates. It's just They even, like I said, they even made MST jokes about it. Like they had like Joel bought Crow some nice slacks. Yeah. Where are those nice slacks I bought you? Like, for the family picture.
Just like a fucking meme. Slacks.
And I laughed so hard because I was like, my parents weren't like that, but it's like I do remember.
My mom was constantly pushing slacks on me. She gave up eventually.
I can see that.
By around 11th grade, you know what I mean? I'm fucking, fuck that. I ain't wearing that shit.
Yeah.
But they're so nice. That's so the V-neck sweater, and I'm fucking fuck that shit.
They just wanted
that V-neck
like
sweater I bought you? I threw that shit out.
I burned it.
I threw that shit out. I spent all kinds of money on it.
I jerked off into it.
I spent all that money on that, and you wasted your fucking money. I didn't ask for that. I would never wear that.
Well, like I said, it does seem like they thought they always know best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, one day.
Because that's the way their parents were.
One day when our kids get to be adults, they'll thank us.
They'll thank us for putting them on the right path.
We didn't though.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, bitch, you still can't dress. Look at you.
We did.
Yeah.
They were very wrong about that. They were very wrong about that. Like I said, my parents were not like that. My parents were actually quite cool.
Mine were like that for a while.
Yeah.
I had to break them of it.
I never had that whole... Because you had the whole thing with, getting posters torn off your wall. And
yeah, it was my stepdad, though.
Your stepdad did that.
Yeah, he was like
that,
too.
And your mom buying clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that too much. Like I said, I started
dressing... My real dad didn't give a fuck.
Nah.
No, my real dad thought my fucking stepdad was a fucking total asshole. He couldn't stand my mom. They hated each other. I mean, and there was good reason.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
They were totally different.
Zach said, I remember when I was in school, the big thing was girls were not allowed to wear yoga pants or spaghetti straps. Yeah, that was still a thing. That? Zach did.
Oh, he's young.
Well,
we didn't have yoga pants.
Yeah, we didn't have yoga pants, but I do remember the spaghetti straps thing.
Yeah.
Like because I was in high school in the late 80s. And they absolutely did. And half shirts, that was a big thing too. You weren't allowed to, anything that your midriff was exposed.
Yeah. Once we moved to Brazil, all that shit about your mom telling you what to wear went right out the fucking window. First time she went downstairs to where the fucking swimming pool was and saw fucking 8-year-old girls wearing tongas, which is nothing. Okay, Brazil was just nudity. So you couldn't tell anybody what to wear. All right. Girls would just basically wear nothing and just walk around. Called fio dental or dental floss. That's what they were wearing. And the children and the adults. Just big old racks, big ass, just
they don't
dental
really have
floss and little bitty triangles in the front and on the nipples that were the size of maybe like a quarter or a nickel. And they would just be in there fucking... And drinking underage wasn't a thing in Brazil. Everybody drank all the time. It's like being in Italy or something. So all the rules...
I kind of feel like the United States has always struck me as a little puritanical.
Yeah.
In a lot of regards. Yeah. Not saying they should let 8-year-olds run around half naked. I'm just saying that in regards to being super, super uptight about people's bodies, like nudity and drinking and stuff like that. It's just kind of like, obviously like within reason, don't go crazy on the shit, but it's like we're real uptight about it.
It was their culture. They had straight up nude children running around in little fucking tongas and bikinis and 8-year-old girls in high heels and all that with purses and makeup. And that was just their culture.
Jeff Yard said, I never could pull off yellow. It makes me look like a human school bus. Honestly, I kind of feel like most people can't wear yellow. Yeah. Yellow is not a great... I feel like you have to... I don't think white people can wear yellow. I don't remember ever seeing a white person that successfully pulled... And I'm sure there's exceptions.
Looked great on Devo.
I'm thinking more about, like, you know, gowns and things like that. It's like, it's usually like, if you have darker skin, I think it looks better because of the contrast. But white people, especially real pale white people, you put yellow on there, it makes you look like you have tuberculosis or something. You know what I mean? CB said the one thing in school that was banned was the girls wearing things that showed off belly buttons, which I was glad about. Yeah, that was... I'm trying
Sounds
to...
like 90s is what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember...
No, early 2000s is what
like I
about.
said, I was in high school in the late 80s. Like, I graduated in 1990. And they weren't real sticklers about the dress code. Like, I went to a high school, Seabreeze High School in Daytona Beach, which was literally right across from the beach, like Daytona Beach. Like, kids would go on the lunch hour and go lay in the sun for an hour and then come back. So people wore bikinis under their clothes and shit like that. So they weren't real sticklers about it. But they didn't like half shirts that, like, they didn't like shit that showed your midriff. They didn't really like spaghetti straps. Although I never heard of anybody getting sent home. They didn't like flip-flops, but I think that was more a safety issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember
and it's kind of gross.
I remember the late 90s, man. I was already kind of gothed out and fucking was living in Pass Christian, Mississippi with my first wife. And I think a lot of it was before we got married. And her little sister, who was already 20-something, she was a stripper, a real popular stripper in fucking Pass Christian, Mississippi, down in those fucking strip clubs near the casino. And she was fucking into all that rave stuff. She'd wear Jenkos. And fucking her friends would come over looking just like her. Jenkos, midriff.
Yeah, I remember that being a huge...
Short shirts.
Like those little bitty shirts and those big ass pants.
And they were strippers. So they all had implants and fucking pierced belly buttons and pierced tongues.
Did they have a choker?
Yeah, they wore chokers. And they'd be different colors, like white ones and blue ones and shit like that.
Chokers.
And they'd have
I remember that.
Fucking, they'd wear necklaces that looked like fucking those beads you could eat when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
You know those little fucking candy beads? They look like that.
Beads,
And they had little short haircuts, mostly like little fucking parted to the side. They were cute, man. They were cute and they were fucking funny and slutty. But there was just something about that look. I associate it with like fun. They were real fun, and they were all real good looking because they were strippers. But they would go to those fucking raves.
Yeah.
But Lindsay, and that was my sister-in-law. Lindsay and lived with us, and so did her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's name was Tom, and he was jacked. He was a muscle bro. He lives here now. He owns a strip club here now in Miami, I think it is. He asked me if I wanted a job, but I was like, no, man, I want to go there. And he was a male stripper. His name was Tom, and he was all jacked and shit. He was cool. But what was funny about living with them, me and my wife had our side of the fucking place, and they lived. But Lindsay would walk around basically naked because she was so used to it.
Yeah. That was her job.
Yeah, it was her job. She'd come out, hey Tom, and she'd be yelling, and she's wearing a fucking G-string and fucking shoes and no top, pierced nipples and shit. And I'm like going, fuck, she's super cute. I got pictures of her, not nude though, but and just after a while, I just got used to it. I'm gonna go lay out. Hey, you want a wine cooler? She's like that,
What kind of wine coolers?
You want a wine cooler? Like, yeah, give me a wine cooler. Because she was home all day.
Yeah, because she worked at night.
She worked at night, yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but she just come and I was like, you realize you have a shirt on, right? And she goes, oh, yeah, I never have a shirt on.
Whatever.
Yeah, I never have a shirt. I walk around and walk around the club like this all the time. I never have a shirt on. It doesn't bother you, does it? And I was like, damn. Damn. But of course, fucking, I was totally in love with my fucking wife. And I'm definitely not going to do anything with that. Her fucking boyfriend, he would have beat my ass. Fucking Tom was fucking huge.
Well, at least you knew that.
Yeah. He was cool, though. I like something. Yeah.
I didn't realize they lived with you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They rented a room at the.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Because I remember you telling me that story before, but I didn't realize they.
Yeah, they lived there.
I thought they were.
They rented a room, and they were only there during the day. They were gone all the time.
Okay.
Okay. Because they were working.
Yeah, working at night.
They were working all night, so they would sleep during the day and they'd leave. But sometimes they had days off. It was funny because she had to pay for a day off. She had to buy her own days off. It's kind of like they owned her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was worth so much money.
Right.
To them, they wanted her always in there.
That's not cool.
Yeah, she had to pay $100 a day for a day off.
Oh, fuck that shit.
But she made like $300 or $400 a day.
Still, but I mean,
cash,
that's like not. No other job would make you do that. Well, most other jobs.
Yeah.
CB said Mohawks got you sent home from school. My whole class came in with one and went home for 3 months.
Let me make us another drink.
Okay.
This is gonna be the last one because I have to drive.
Yeah. Like I don't have to drive, but yeah, I'm just gonna have one more though, because then I won't buy as many mannequins. Yeah, I don't know. I think technically at our high school, I think you weren't supposed to have mohawks or anything, but I never heard of anybody getting in trouble for it. Because I had friends that had hair like that. I had half my head shaved in high school. Like, my hair was still red, but it was all, because it was late 80s. So I still had I had spiky bangs, and it was long, but it was like all shaved off, like on one side. So it was all swept over. And no one gave me shit about it. And I had friends that had mohawks. I had friends that had like big Robert Smith hair. Nobody ever shit on them about it. Oh, another thing you weren't supposed to have was you weren't supposed to have t-shirts that had like alcohol advertising on it or swearing. But again, I never saw anybody get in trouble for it. They were pretty lax. Like I said, the high school was literally across the street from the beach. So girls came in, not me, because I'm sun allergic, but a lot of girls would come in like with bikinis like under their clothes, and then lunch hour we got like 50 minutes or something, and then they would walk over to the beach and lay out in the sun for 45 minutes and then come back. So no one really seemed all that bothered. My high school was pretty chill. I quite liked high school. I don't think about it still, but I mean, it was an okay experience. I hated junior high though, but I really liked high school. Let me see. Zach says, I still think one of the best outfits I ever saw was the green dress Keira Knightley wore in Atonement. Oh, I remember that dress. That was a great fuck. The book is good too. Have you read it? I liked I saw the movie in the theater because I love the book so much. The movie's great. It's a great adaptation, but the book's way better. It always is. But that dress was amazing. I'm trying to think of like my favorite dress I ever saw. I can't really think of any offhand. I'm sure there's a million, but I can't really think of anything offhand. Pin says, 80s big hairstyles need to make a comeback. Straightened hair is kind of boring. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of happy to see when we go out to Mannequins or Barbarella or whatever, there's a lot of kind of the younger goth kids that are in their 20s and maybe early 30s. And a lot of them are kind of redoing the death rock look. So a lot of them have big, like, teased hair. Big mohawks, shit like that. And I'm down for that. Honestly, there was kind of a death rock revival before. In the mid-2000s, I want to say. Right around 2005-ish. Because I remember going to New York because they had, like, the Drop Dead Festival, which was, like, all these death rock bands. It was this whole thing, like, for maybe 2 or 3 years, I feel like it was a thing. And then it kind of faded again. But I kind of feel like it's coming back. Although, I don't see as much resurgence in death rock per se. It's more like goth rock. Like a lot of the newer bands that the younger kids are listening to sound to me like just 80s goth rock or dark wave.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very popular, which is crazy.
Okay, I got a picture of Lindsay. That was my ex-sister-in-law. That was her. That was the one who would walk around topless in the house. And this is her and her baby. But the baby didn't live with us. The baby lived with our mother-in-law, who lived across the street. Well, we didn't really have a street. We were in the South what you call a family compound.
The compound.
Where it was a big plot of land that just had houses on it. Had a whole bunch of houses and trailers and barns and all kinds of shit, and the whole family lived there. So her mom mostly took care of the baby. Because she was working all the time. And the baby slept over there. But that was them. And I don't have any pictures of her all ready to go out to the fucking rave clubs.
CB said, I got suspended for having a Cannibal Corpse Butchered at Birth t-shirt. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew better than... I wore a lot of band shirts. I think I got away with wearing my Christian Death shirt a couple of times. I don't think anyone noticed. But... Oh, I think somebody did say something about... This was in 87 or 88. Remember that Power Station album?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know, like, it was two members of Duran Duran that went off like with Robert Palmer and made Power Station. I didn't love that album, but I did like the shirt. So I had a Power Station shirt, and it's like not... It's a naked woman, but it's like a drawing, like a stylized drawing of a naked woman with like little boobs and little nipples. And I think I wore that to school. And they didn't kick me out or make me change or anything, but they were just kind of like, you might want to not wear that again. I think that's pretty much all they said. But like I said, I think I did get away with wearing a Christian Death shirt a couple of times. I never got in trouble.
We're almost at the time where we should.
Well, no, it's only 8:41. Just
okay. What time is it? Opens at 9:30, maybe.
9 or 9:30. I don't know.
Okay, I want to get there around 9:30 or so because parking.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we don't have that much time left.
No, just probably like another 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Zach said, seems like that no makeup look from the 70s made a comeback too, which I'm sure a lot of women's skin is grateful for. Honestly, I kind of like that look, but honestly, I've always been kind of one of those people, like, if you're going to wear makeup, wear fucking makeup. You're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're trying to make it look like they're not wearing makeup.
Right,
makeup.
which, like I said, but everybody
knows they got makeup.
I mean, maybe. Maybe most dudes don't know.
Yeah,
There's like, wow, she just looks like that naturally. No.
Yeah, no.
That's makeup.
A lot of these
then they see her without makeup and they're like, what the? Oh, are you sick?
Yeah.
Because you can do a lot with makeup.
Yeah. You can actually make a woman look like a totally different woman with makeup.
You can.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think, I look a lot different without makeup on. Well, I don't have eyebrows for one thing.
Not to me.
You don't think so?
No, I'm used to it. Yeah, the eyebrows are the main thing.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just that.
Yeah.
Is not having eyebrows.
Right.
So it's like when I take the makeup off, I don't have any eyebrows. But, it's not that weird. Like I said, Tom's used to it because he sees it all the time. Hugo wants to see my tattoos. So, let me see. What am I doing? Okay. So there's that one. That's Anubis. I've had that one for years and years and years. And then this one is kind of like an owl goddess kind of situation. Our friend Jacob did that one. It was a cover-up for another one. I had like a little bitty owl tattoo, which is like my first tattoo. I think I got it in like 91 or something. And it looked cool, but it was starting to fade. And so I asked him to do like a half sleeve and I let him just do whatever. I said I like the owl, so if you want to go with an owl motif, then knock yourself out. So he actually came to our house and did it. Took 10 hours. Because he did the outline. Normally they do the outline first and then you have to come back and do the color. But he did the outline and he's like, I could come back and do the color. And I'm like, nah, just do it right now. So yeah, 10 hours. I think you slept. And I just sat there. Because I was like, no, we'll just get it all done in one go. I didn't want to have to do it 2 times, you know what I mean? Let me see. I gotta pee real quick. So, you gotta talk about some stuff.
You guys should see her booty. Come here, Jen.
What?
Show them that booty.
Can I pee?
Come on, use it.
So I'm not allowed to
Look at this. Look at this.
Let me go pee.
Looking great.
Let me go pee.
All right, so what's everybody talking about here? Hold on, somebody said, why did Tom get the Wayland tattoo? I don't have a Wayland tattoo. It's a 101st Airborne tattoo with a recon fucking written above it. A fucking American Eagle. It says infantry. Got that shit right. I got this one out of basic. Probably should have never got that one. And then this one was a fucking barracks tattoo. Fucking at Fort Campbell. We did that shit in the barracks. I really need to fucking get a sleeve done. I got some friends that are tattoo artists. Tomorrow, he's the doorman at the club we're going to tomorrow. And he's a fucking great tattoo artist. It's just, he's got his own little studio. He won't come to my house. That's the problem. You got to go to his studio. It's kind of not all that legit here in the state of Florida to have a tattoo artist come to your house. You're supposed to be in a place as far as I think they can lose their license if I remember correctly. But a lot of the high-end shit, man, they do the shit in your house. Jenny's tattoos, most of them were done in the house. We had the artist come over, who was a friend of ours. Because I don't want to fucking sit around for 3-4 hours at somebody's studio and then drive back. I want to sit here and fucking drink, bleed, get my shit fucking needled. And I want to get like a lot of it done at one setting. So probably just do the outlines first, get a big one, and then have it colored in. Here comes Jen.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Were you talking about getting another tattoo?
I'm going to get a sleeve. The next one's just going to be a fucking sleeve.
I kind of want a big back piece. I even kind of know what I want, but I just haven't been able to afford it, you know? And that shit's expensive. Yeah, SideQuest Ciarra said no makeup look is just makeup light. Yeah, I mean, most people... Now, I have met some people that actually looked really good without any makeup on. But it's kind of rare. It's kind of rare. Most people need a little bit. A little bit. CB said, if you don't mind me saying, you got a fantastic ass. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tom thinks so also. I do a lot of, not so much squats, but I do these horrible exercises where you have a barbell and you put it in your midsection and then you like thrust your pelvis up. You know what I mean? Oh, it sucks. I hate it so much, but yeah. I do mostly leg exercises. I do some arm stuff too, but mostly leg stuff. Tammy said if you bleed when you get a tattoo, it means you shouldn't drink while getting it.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I don't normally bleed that much, but if I'm drinking, I'll bleed. But that's my business. I can fucking bleed. It might bother him too much.
Because alcohol is a blood thinner.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, like most...
I'll just fucking put a damn tourniquet on. Restricted blood flow a little
honestly, that like most tattoo artists will not do shit on you if you're drunk.
Yeah.
You know? If they're reputable, they won't. You want to hear something funny? When I got my first tattoo, it was the early 90s, which was a tiny owl, like I said, that got covered up. Oh, that's this arm. Wrong arm. The dude, it was a shop that was right by my grandmother's house. And it was kind of a biker place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was close, and I went in there, and they seemed nice and everything like that. But the dude that did it, who was kind of like an old biker with the big beard and kind of your stereotypical, like, he told me, he's like, well, are you sure you don't want to put this somewhere where you can hide it? He said, because people think things about girls that have tattoos in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so, and I was like, because he's like, are you sure you don't want me to put it on the back of your leg or Like, someplace where you could cover it up.
There were generational differences.
Yeah, like, I was like, no, bitch, put it on my arm. Like, what am I paying you for?
Little do they know, now there's all these fucking girls in their late teens, fucking 17, 18, fucking some of them underage with all these damn Hello Kitty tattoos, whole sleeves.
Like, it's not...
Fucking shit, yeah.
I guess, like, boomers still get annoyed about it, but it's just kind of like, literally nobody else is bothered, and that makes me so fucking happy. Because, like, for a while... There was a whole thing, and like I said, I think some people still get this. It's like, oh, if you get all those tattoos, you'll never get a job or something like that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, this isn't Japan, you know.
What are you talking about? It's just like, I even see like shit like retail and stuff like that have like full sleeves and stuff like that, and no one bats a fucking eye.
Tattoos are pretty common in the United States.
I mean, I've seen doctors with full sleeves.
Well, they were common in the United States even back in the 1800s.
Yeah, it's not weird. Yeah. I'm just glad that the world has finally caught up, because I'm just like...
Native Americans had them, and like white guys started to emulate the shit. And then sailors and crap, you know what I mean? That was all involved. Army, sailors, anything that was warrior culture that had tattoos. That's the same thing with my islanders out there, man. Fucking Samoans did that shit. Hawaiians, Micronesians... They all island guys did the Maori. They did facial tattoos.
Yeah, like I said, I've never been bothered by them, and it's just kind of like, it's funny to me that now, when we were younger, like in the 80s and stuff, yeah, that probably would have kept you from getting a job. Yeah. Like, you had to cover it up and stuff like that. But it's like, nowadays, I don't think anyone would really care. Unless you got, like, fucking full-on facial tattoos and stuff.
The stigma's not there. Well, the problem with the facial tattoos is that here in the United States right now, the facial tattoos that people are getting suck.
Well, yeah.
It's just fucking...
if you had, like, a really beautiful one, I don't think anybody would be that bothered.
They got fucking... Some of these girls with these fucking fantastic patterns that look really good. The whole body's thought out well, you know, because there's the whole body that goes with it. Mostly a lot of the stupid shit you see, it looks like just ghetto shit. There's writing over the eye and just weird shit, and it's asymmetrical, and it doesn't have an artistic theme to it, and it doesn't blend well with the face. It looks like something out of a kind of glorified prison tattoo. Just looks crappy, you know. Yeah. Looks low class. They got a girl who, she's all blue, basically, and she plays guitar.
She looks awesome.
And she's just, and it goes up into her neck. And I think it goes around her face. I don't think there's anything.
I think it's gorgeous. Face. I think she looks.
Her eyes, her eyeballs are tattooed. All the fucking the whites of her eyes are blue. I don't know if it's done with a needle or if that's just done by dropping. I think that might be done by dropping dye directly into the eye. I think that's how it's done. I don't think it's done with a needle. I think it's done with probably something like. I imagined it like dye with some kind of a fucking acidic compound to kind of irritate it and fucking make it...
To keep it in place.
To keep it in place, maybe. Probably how it's done. But, and then she's got these dreads and fucking big tribal piercings. But she looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. You know, the whole thing's tasteful. She's still really pretty.
Yeah, and I mean, you can tell that it's really thought out. Yeah. Like, the whole
she's
aesthetic.
An artist. She's an artist.
Yeah, and it looks really good. Like, it looks really good altogether.
Just a bunch of blue and green patterns all over.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And it looks like something kind of Wiccan kind of looking, or it looks like something from fucking folk witches or something, you know, something European kind of looking. It's weird.
Yeah, Tammy said Walmart just allowed colored hair and tattoos about 6 or 7 years ago. Well, at least
they don't have a choice.
Did. Yeah, yeah, like, you know,
the U.S. Army is getting like that. They're just so desperate because no one's joining.
Well, and it's so common now, and it's just dumb to like turn people down for something stupid like that.
Well, they never turned you down in the Army for fucking tattoos. What they would turn you down for was tattoos on places on your body that would be visible in a Class A uniform. So in other words, hand tattoos and facial tattoos. And they were saying that the facial tattoos thing is knocking a lot of the fucking recruits out because they're from the hood and they want to go in the Army and they can't because they have neck tattoos and face tattoos. But I think they've kind of stopped that. The French Foreign Legion fucking allows facial tattoos. But nobody wants to join the French Foreign Legion unless you're a wanted man.
I would not. I probably
badass.
wouldn't get a facial tattoo.
Yeah.
I've seen some cool ones though. I don't. But I wouldn't mind having like neck tattoos. I actually kind of like those ones where they have just like all black.
Yeah, it kind of accentuates your jawline.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, those look good. And also,
I've kind of thought about doing
also
that.
little accent tattoos, like a little star next to the eye. Or
Yeah,
that's all right. It's just when it's writing. Like what they're doing is they're getting like like fucking handwriting is what it looks like. Fucking cursive writing is somebody's name, and they're like, whose name is that? Some dude you're blowing. You walk around, you got the dude who you been fucking blowing, you got his name on your fucking face, you know?
I mean, it's usually not a good idea. Unless you're commemorating someone who has died
Still,
or something like that. Now, my dad has all of me and all my siblings' names tattooed on his arms. Like, it's part of, like, a design. Like, he has the girls on one side and the boys on the other side. So it's 2 girls, 2 boys.
My advice to y'all men out there, never tattoo a woman's name on you. And the same thing goes for you girls. Do not tattoo a man's name on you. It's
like I said, unless it's like a relative and they've died and you're commemorating
We're talking
them.
about a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Because you never know how that's gonna go. Right. And then it's like now you're obligated to like find another boyfriend or husband with that same name.
Yeah. Or he's gonna
to make
cover
it work
that shit up. Yeah, have that bitch burned off. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, Tammy said she worked at Walmart for 6 years and I couldn't stand it. Yeah, I've heard it was not a fun place to work. And Tammy also said, oh yeah, and any facial piercings not allowed at Walmart until recently. Like I said, it's not that big a deal. I don't really understand why people get so fucking hung up about it.
It's not white.
I'm just glad that, that's, because when I was growing up, like I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I have black fingernails or... When I was, you know, a nose ring or something like that. Like everyone was fucking butthurt about it. When I was like, now it's not a big deal, and that's better.
When I first started seeing nose piercings and shit, nose ring piercings, I guess that was early '90s maybe. I remember other people fucking goofing on it because the only people that had that's like something Indian. That's like from India. That was how that was, that's how that was explained. Because girls from India did have nose piercings.
Yeah.
So they were just like...
And like I always thought that looked really cool.
But they were kind of goofing on it like it was cultural appropriation. And then if it was fucking at the bottom, they would go, oh, now you're a bull. Or somebody's fucking cow. You know what I mean? Fucking... I don't really like the ring and the nose and the bottom part. I don't know the septum piercing. It looks better on a dude. But it doesn't.
Yeah, the other designer that works for the company that I work, he has that.
Yeah,
like that. But, and I like it. I think it looks good.
A little stud or a ring in the nostril, that looks okay in some girls. Depends on how cute her nose is. I think that has a lot to do with it.
I have a big fucking nose. I don't know how good.
I don't know how it would look. You'd have to try it. I wouldn't worry about it. You don't need anything. Well, the best facial piercing the only one that I liked was just the little stud in the fucking.
Like right there where your little smile is.
Yeah. I thought that was cute. The rest of them on women, I think they're unnecessary. But the little diamond stud in the fucking cheek, it's kind of like a beauty mark. That looked cute, I thought.
I like nose piercings on if you have a particular look. Like I said, it kind of has to go with the whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a whole aesthetic motherfucker.
I always liked the tongue piercing. I thought that was cool. Little stud in the tongue, I thought that was cool. But man, I wouldn't want to have that done.
No. Like I said, I got my nipples done and that's about...
Yeah, and then the piercing nipples, I always liked that. I always thought that was fucking sexy. She's got 2 bars in there. The ones I really liked was captured ball. A ring with a captured ball. But you need a special tool to get that ball captured properly.
The one I have now is just like a bar with half a ring with like little beads.
With little
pearly beads on it.
Little half moon underneath. Yeah. One of these days we'll put a captured ball in there. Mm. But we'll take you to a pro who has the proper tool
to do it. Yeah.
And my eyes aren't quite good enough to line that ball because a little tiny ball's got 2 dimples in it, and you got to hold it just right, and then hold it into and then squeeze that ring, and it captures itself. Now there may be a fake captured ball we could use. It just looks like
I mean, I imagine they probably have stuff. But you could even buy whole fake nipples that you can just put over your real nipples.
Yeah, that has a piercing.
That has a piercing. If you don't want to go through, which I don't blame you if you don't, because it hurts a lot. But you know what I mean? American Military 100 said tattoos for females were taboo. The Green River Killer victims, regardless of occupation, were listed as sex workers if they had tattoos. Yeah, back in the day, it was a thing. Like, I thought it was silly in the early 90s when the tattoo artist was telling me, because he was an old guy.
Yeah.
So that was probably just... Because, yeah, it was just kind of like, well, you know, the only women that had tattoos were, like, circus freaks or hookers or whatever.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is that there's a lot of shit that only hookers did. Fingernail polish was a hooker thing. It's just that became mainstream. The color of the polish denoted what her skill was. Did she give head or did she give ass?
Oh, what does blue do?
I don't know.
Oh.
That was some Victorian era stuff.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
It was coded for girls walking on the street what color their specialty was. Another thing that was kind of odd is that, and I love fucking anklets and fucking ankle rings. I think, or ankle bracelets. I think they're really cute. I like them. But that was something that denoted sex slave, actually.
So all the cool...
It's a shackle.
Shit.
Yeah. It's a decorative shackle. She's not chained up to a wall, but she's got that thing on her ankle, so everybody knows that she's in a harem or something like that. She's like a sex slave.
I'm just glad that all that is going by the wayside, because that shit is dumb as hell. That is dumb as hell.
Well, I think that was actually Roman era.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
the
it
ankle
was.
bracelet was a...
But like I said, that was like 2,000 fucking years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we please get past that?
Yeah. Well, they thought it looked sexy. I think it looks sexy too.
Yeah. Well, Tom loves the ankles and the shoes and...
Yeah, ankles, shoes.
He loves the stripper shoes.
Yeah. I like shoes more than I like feet. I don't really like the feet that much. I like the shoes. But I have a shoe fetish. But it's like I said before, many times on the show. It's not so bad that I don't need the woman. They got guys that have it so bad that they don't even need the woman. They just need. They just
want to smell the shoes.
They just want the damn shoe. And I don't have it that bad. But if I have the woman and the shoe, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. The woman's good enough, but if there's a shoe involved, then fucking... Oh, hell yeah.
And the more uncomfortable they are, the more he likes them.
It's got to be an uncomfortable fucking shoe. It's got to look wicked, and it's got to look like it hurts. Yeah. It's got to look like it hurts, and it's damn near impossible to work in. Yeah. And it looks like it's got to be real sharp looking, like if it steps on you, it'll hurt you. And it looks like it's kind of... And the angle, she's got to be really fucking aggressive angle. It's just a fetish, you know. But I got a shoe fetish. But it's not just that. You know, I like other type of shoes, too, if it's cute. You know what I mean? But not as much as, like, evil shoes.
Yeah, I mean...
Evil hooker shoes. And stripper shoes.
His favorite shoes that he bought for me. I can't really walk in them.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be in the bed with the shoe.
They're just by the side of the bed.
For the bed, yeah.
I don't walk in them. I can't walk in them, honestly. Not on the carpet, anyway. Yeah. It's easier on the floor, but all the upper floor is all carpeted. So I'm just, like, walking around like a baby deer. Yeah. Trying not to break my ankles.
Yeah. It's got to make the foot look like a hoof, kind of. It's just a standard fucking stripper shoe, really.
Yeah, it's just like it's shiny black. It's like a big platform and like a big,
wicked heel
spiky heel on it.
Big platform on it.
And a little ankle thing
on
the ankle.
Bracelet, yeah. Yeah.
They do look good, but I can't fucking walk.
You can't wear them up. And I like boots. Big into boots. Like demonia boots, platform boots. Yeah. Platform shoes, I like those. I like the little fucking kind of like little saddle shoes, like little schoolgirl shoes. I get Jen's got 2 of those, but they're just black. They're just solid black. Remember with the bones?
Yeah, I have one little pair that have like little silver bones.
Yeah.
Across
they're kind of round. They got a round toe, and
they're kind of felt.
They're felt. Yeah, they're cute. Yeah. They either have to be cute or they have to be wicked. Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of gives you an insight into Tom's thing.
Yeah. I like extremes. And I love the fucking ankle socks with the little ruffles around them. I like all that shit. Stockings.
Man, I remember that was so big in the fucking 80s. You remember that? Like those little bitty white socks with the ruffle around them.
Oh, yeah.
And then like girls would wear those with pumps.
With stripper shoes, yeah.
Like with they were usually like neon color, like hot pink or turquoise or some shit like that. Because I think I remember when I was in junior high, I think I went to some dance or something, and I think I had some hot pink shoes.
Well, I like them because
with those little white
there's
socks
something
like that.
about that ruffle going around the ankle kind of reminds me of an ankle bracelet.
Yeah.
But I like that. It's not so bad that I have to have those though. It's just when I see them, I respond to it. I'm like, oh man, it's sexy. An ankle bracelet is also. I need to get you some anklets.
Yeah, I like anklets actually.
Yeah.
I used to have some a long time ago. But...
And they could be chained, but I mostly like solid ones.
Okay.
And, you know what I mean? And the thing is you have to find one that's like hinged, and it loops in together.
Right.
Or it could be leather too. But
it's like a shackle kind of.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different kinds because they're so tight you can't put it around the foot.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? It's just a little band, a metal band. It's like a bracelet.
Yeah, I've seen those. Phantom says leather and animal print is hot as fuck on girls.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, Thomas bought me some animal print.
I got a bunch of leather
things.
animal print. I like cheetah print.
Yeah, I have this one little. It's like a little set. It's like a little bikini and a little thong and like a little see-through robe thing, and it's like, I think it's cheetah print. I guess it's cheetah print, some kind of animal or leopard print or whatever it is. So I wear that sometimes. But yeah, he just. It's so funny because he just goes on Shein or Temu or whatever, and just buys me a bunch of stuff, like shoes, accessories, pajamas, like all kind of stuff. He's like, here, I got you this, I got you this, I got you this. Most of the time it looks good. We've got a couple things that didn't work out, but most of the time it looks all right. This last one, he got me a bunch of like little pajamas that were like little. He went off on a thing where he was just kind of like he wanted little nightgown things that were like pink. They were like pink, but like with red, like hearts and cherries and shit like that on them. So he got me a couple of those, and actually I ended up really liking those. I'm not a pink person, but I don't know. They actually were pretty cute. They were structured nice, and a couple of them actually had underwire, like in the pajamas, and I was just like, holy crap, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, it wasn't advertised, or I'd have continued buying them. I can't find
Yeah, because that looked really good. I mean,
That's a bracelet of mine.
Yeah.
And you have to put it on and then bend it closed, all right? So some of the anklets are like that. They're a pain in the ass, though, because you can't wear that with all shoes. You can't wear that with boots.
Yeah.
So it has to be something that can come on and off.
Yeah.
What time is it?
9:07.
Okay, we gotta shut it down.
We should probably get going so we can get some parking in downtown.
Yeah, or we'll never be able to fucking park.
Yeah, I mean, it might be all right. I don't know what's going on in there, but we'll see. We haven't been down there in a while. But yeah, so thanks everybody for hanging out with us this Friday night. Thanks for all your super chats. That was very nice of you. And we will be back again on Monday. Like I said, probably we will do road games because a lot of people brought that up on Wednesday, and I've been wanting to watch that anyway. So I did write it down. So we'll probably do that on Monday. So if you want to watch it ahead of time, just so you can follow along, you can do that too. But yeah, so have a good weekend, you guys, and we will see you guys again on Monday night. Good night.